Hello everyone, welcome back to our series of lessons on how to be happy in marriage 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We're now on lesson 17, Ravished with Love. Now this is a very important lesson, and the last two lessons were about the sexual relationship, and we're continuing that a little bit more in depth. Before we read these verses, let me say that whenever a person gets married, the very core of that relationship is a sexual relationship. It's the sexual relationship that makes the marriage different from just a friendship. So without the sexual relationship, you really don't have what God considers to be a marriage. And remember that God created sex, God created marriage. And he did this so that married couples would reproduce, that they would have children, and raise those children up in the nurture and admonition of the Lord. So God made the sexual relationship a pleasurable relationship so that married couples would engage in it and produce children to be raised for the honor and glory of the Lord. So if you don't want to have sex, don't get married. If you get married and then you don't want to have sex, you're cheating your mate. That's just not right. So when you get married, you have an obligation, you have a duty to fulfill the needs, the sexual needs of your mate. Now, Proverbs chapter 5, verse 18 says, "Let thy fountain be blessed, and rejoice with the wife of thy youth." Now, in the last lesson, we mentioned that fountain here is referring to the wife, actually. Now, let thy fountain be blessed. And blessed just means be happy. You're blessed whenever you're happy with a good reason. Whenever there's a good reason for you to be happy, you see. And he said, be blessed and rejoice with the wife of thy youth. Now, I've been married for a long time, and my wife and I, we're both getting old, but I'm still rejoicing with the wife of my youth. She's the one that I met in my youth, and I loved her, and I chose her, and she responded and chose me, and we got married. And I can say that our relationship now is better than it's ever been. That when we first got married, we were really madly in love. We started facing problems in our marriage, and marriage wasn't near as happy as what it had been when we first got married. But we matured. You see, you don't quit whenever you run into problems. You can't just, don't be a failure. Don't quit. Don't let somebody talk you into quitting. Why? A person that would try to talk you into getting a divorce is a wicked person. I don't care who it is. I don't care who it is. If they try to talk to you and get a divorce, that is a wicked person, and they do not care about your welfare. So you better watch it. And you don't want to be a failure. You want to succeed in your marriage. Now, I'm rejoicing with the wife of my youth, and you need to get married, and you just stay with that one woman, and you grow old together, and you rejoice with each other until death do you part. Now, verse 19 says, "Let her be as the loving hind and pleasant roe. Let her breast satisfy thee at all times, and be thou ravished always with her love." Now, that's pretty clear language. It's definitely talking about the physical relationship of marriage. It's talking about having sex. And you should rejoice only with your own mate. You be satisfied with your mate and you rejoice with your mate. Satisfy your mate. He says, and be thou ravished always with her love. Now, let's look at that word ravished real quick. Ravish means to transport with joy or delight, to delight to ecstasy. So ravished for the joy, okay? In the book of Song of Solomon, the bridegroom says to the bride, thou hast ravished my heart. So it means to transport with joy or delight, to delight to ecstasy. Now that's what the sexual relationship should be like, and it will be like that if you'll let it be like that. You have to decide in your heart you're going to let it be like that, and that you're going to be that. Now, just pointing out here, be thou ravished. Let me go back to that verse. Be thou ravished always with her love. That's God speaking to the man, to the husband, and telling him to be ravished with his wife's love. Now, wives, let me tell you something. How can he be ravished with your love if you don't ravish him? You should determine in your heart that you're going to transport him into ecstasy. You're going to supply all of his desires and needs. And of course, men, you better have godly desires, amen. You don't desire to do some wicked something. But ladies, ravish your husband with all your love. You know, in the book of Revelation, Jesus talks about the church. He says, I would that you were hot or cold, not lukewarm. Don't be lukewarm. Let me tell you something. There's nothing that is disappointing as much as for your mate to be lukewarm towards you. Yeah, I would rather my wife be mad. Okay? I'd rather be angry. I want some emotion in my marriage. And of course, I don't want her to be angry at me. But she's not a robot. She's a human being, and she's got emotions, and I want those emotions to be, I want them to be strong emotions, and I want her love towards me to be an emotion that's hot. I want her to love me with all her heart. And let me tell you something. I have an obligation to love her the same way, with all my heart. I think every marriage, it should be a romance. You should be romantic one with another. You should truly try to make the other person happy. All right, God bless you until the next video, and may you be ravished with your mate's love tonight. Okay, amen. God bless you.